Okay, Jamal here again today, Jamal Losi Batunde. And today, the question is, should we trust in numerology? Is it information that we can trust in and believe in? Because obviously today we want to have information we can trust and believe in. I watch videos and chase stuff and study and dig up books if you can't trust and believe in information. So a large part of what I like to do is like to share information with you, things I've found out over time, and you can make your own decisions about them. So the question, should we believe in numerology, right? Is it something we can believe in? Is it trustworthy? So here's my take on it. I respect astrology. And the thing with that is that I respect it because it's been around for a long time. The challenge that I have with it is that it's very, very etheric. So there's all these connections with all these stories and everything else. There is, there's where your sun is, your moon rising, and how Virgo is interacting with Scorpio, and who does this. And I got a friend of mine, he's been around astrology, numerology, and stuff like that for a really long time, right? And so astrology for me is beautiful, is a little bit complex. So for me, it's harder to trust the information because I got to trust a lot more in the person who's giving it to me versus something like numbers, right? Numbers are everywhere. They're replete throughout society. You find them everywhere, from your airline ticket to your GPS, to your coordinates, to your bank accounts. They're everywhere. And so my philosophy is if they're good enough to direct you in life, to determine what you do, what you spend, directions, time limits, if they're good enough for that and predictable enough for that, it's probably good enough for you and I to be able to look at for our life. The thing is that numbers have been around for a really long time. They didn't just show up yesterday. And because of that, they have a history, right? And we could track that history. And I like to test things out, right? So when I first got involved with numbers and numerology, I would test them out. I have done over, I don't know how many thousands of readings I've done, airplanes, boats, cars, you name it, wherever I'm at, unless you're in a restaurant with me, you're going to get at least a real quick sketch reading, because to me it's really interesting. And again, I wanted to test it to see if it stands up to test time. I test people from India, China, blacks, whites, you name it. No matter where you come from, where you start. Unlike astrology, where you got to know the date and time of birth. Like myself, I was born in the Caribbean. There's no timestamp. I know with my time of birth, is a lot easier. Well, my day of birth is a lot easier to calculate my birthday, March 12th, than it is to calculate March 12th at what time of the day it was, because my mom was busy, pushing stuff out. She doesn't remember exactly what time it is. Now she's passed on, so I can't find it anyways, right? So I would look at something like numerology. I'm going to show you something here real quick. I'm getting familiar with all this recording things and stuff like that. So we're just going to pop over here and do a quick screen share. I'm going to pop over here. It's been Googled to see what people were saying in terms of whether or not they thought you can believe in numerology. So it says, "Did I believe numerology?" This is from Infinity Numbers and Infinity Numerology. It says numbers and numerology does not require belief to be what it is, like accounting, for example, does not require belief to be what it is, okay? Both numerology and accounting can be used to make projections and determine the likelihood of certain things happening. Neither require belief, right? Same thing, you don't require belief about what's in your bank account. You just know it's there, you spend it, you don't spend it, right? Another one I looked at here, do you believe in numerology? Why should I use, okay, that's somebody's ad up there. Numerology prediction is a branch of knowledge which deals with the meaning and calculation of numbers. It's said to be divine mystical relationship between number and one or more coinciding events. I'm just going to simplify it. And I'm just going to say that you measure music through numbers, right? And so you measure, you name it, any measurement, anything that has to be or has ever been measured has been measured with numbers, right? Even AKG machines, they measure with numbers. My point is that once you understand the vibration itself of that particular number and the sequence of vibrations, how they fit together, bam, boom, done, you got it. It's that simple with numerology, right? So 1 is a 1, 2 is a 2, 3 is a 3. They're always the same. It just depends on where exactly they show up. So you can try it for yourself. I always encourage you to try it for yourself. I got some other videos online tell you how to calculate some of the basic numbers. I'm remaking some videos. I'm just getting more comfortable with using some of this technology, but it's getting easier to use. So I'm just going to make a ton of videos because I love this stuff. and I've done a lot of readings for a lot of people. And I can tell you that it is accurate. It is information you can believe in. However, try it for yourself. I'm going to make another video, or you can go Google my name or type my name in YouTube and you see a couple of videos pop up on there. But the one should be in there about calculating life path, calculating expression. And once you start to calculate them and you see how they work, test them. Try it on your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your kids, and you'll start to see the correlations. And also, you can also message me and stuff like that. I got a book, a short book that talks about numbers, right? And I call it Numbers in 9 pages, just so you don't have to spend your whole life studying, any science to be able to get benefit from it. Part of what I like to do is have you have something that is right there, right then, and you can spend an hour or two in it, and you can get immediate results because you can start to see how the things work, and you don't have to understand a bunch of complicated type relationships between stories, metaphors, and things like that, right? So the fact that it's factual, the fact that it's numerical, the fact that it's precise, the fact that it stays the same, it doesn't change, the one doesn't change, 2 doesn't change, they're all the same. That's what I like about numerology. That's why I think it's information you can believe in, and that's why I think you should study it, right? Sounds good. This is Jamal Lewis. I'll see you soon in the next video. And always feel free to subscribe, so it'll give you more impetus to make more videos, right? Thanks. Talk to you soon.